Hello, and today we're going to be discussing X-Men. The director, Bryan Singer, famous for directing this movie and its sequel, has recently, actually not very recently, it's been going on for a while, been accused of sexual something. Probably sexual misconduct. And I would like to just say that I'm going to be stepping away from that controversy and judging this movie as a movie, not amidst the sexual assault or any of the sequels.
Yeah, this is how it started way back in the day when...
So, X-Men. What is up with X-Men? Well, I don't know. A bit. There's a bit done with X-Men. Now, I just finished this movie, and I guess I haven't really looked over it, but I'd say this is a good movie. It's a good movie. It's good. Well, for back in the day, back in 2000, when this movie was released, this was the second of its kind, and the most famous one. It was amazing. The original was Blade. This is the second of its kind. To show people how amazing that superhero movies can really be. Later, 2 years later, Spider-Man came and was like, we're gonna blow everybody away because we're amazing. Yeah. But, still. Now, let's go over the casting, because this can be a little controversial, I guess. Originally, for the first one, everyone agrees. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, the definitive Wolverine. No one else can play Wolverine. No one. Not nearly as good as this. Now, Cyclops, to be honest, let's just go over the three main ones I want to talk about. Patrick Stewart as as Professor X. Professor Xavier. Great casting. Also, the definitive Professor X. He is amazing. Ian McKellen as Magneto. Also amazing. Not the definitive one, though. I think other people could play Magneto. But he is really, really good. And just seeing Professor X and Magneto in the same, scene, just talking to each other, it's really interesting to see two clashing views. Now, Halle Berry as Storm, people say, no, I don't like her. Nobody likes her. I honestly don't know why. I think she's a great casting. I think she does the job well. She does it great. I think try and cast better than her. I think she does the job really well. Now her accent's yet bad, but whatever. Now the guy, just see back, we got these characters right here. Just characters. So we already talked about Wolverine. Now let's talk about Mystique. she gets a lot more development in other movies, to be honest. More in X2 and more in The Last Stand and a lot more in First Class. Not seen Days of Future Past yet, so maybe she does. Maybe she's in there, but I don't know. But in this one, she's just kind of like the henchman, right? You know, the henchman of Magneto, you know? She does whatever he says, and she barely has any lines. The most development we get is that she, like, beats up Senator Kelly with her feet, and she's like, I hate you because people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a kid. Now, that is development, but, like, think about it. Anyone with a noticeable mutant power kinda is like that, you know? And then there's Cyclops. Oh my gosh, I hate Cyclops. Just him being on camera is just like, ugh. Now, I know this is probably the most popular opinion, but I hate him. He's just not a good character. Now, the guy that plays Cyclops is actually pretty good. It's just, I don't think he was written very well. Now, that kind of love triangle, sorta, between Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey is the most dumb ever. All it's leading up to is in that dumb moment in The Last Stand where he stabs Jean Grey with his knives for hands. Wolverine does that, and it's supposed to be like, oh, I love. You know, I bet other people could have done that. I know he says, like, oh, I'm the only person that could do it, but, I mean, whatever. Now, Sabretooth, disappointing, let's just say that. He's in 2 movies, this one and Origins. So, he's better in this one, I'm guessing. I mean, not guessing, I've seen both of the movies. He's better in this one. But he's just so bad. He does not seem to understand. He's more like, kind of like Mystique, except like with less character development. Does he get a line? I honestly don't think he gets a line. He's just like the most, and I'm just like the henchman of the evil guy. Like, you know, every, like, villain guy has, like, their own, like, reason for being a villain. Now, I know that Toad, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't really care about him getting that much screen time or character progression, because, like, come on, it's a Toad. It's Toad, right? He barely had any, character development, like, in the comics. But the guy, Sabretooth, you see, he was Wolverine's brother, and it's so disappointing that he just, like, was like, oh, yeah, now I'm just the henchman, and I don't have any development. He gives way more development in Origins, but that was so dumb that I don't even care about it. Then, let's talk about Rogue. Let's talk about her. Now, they just switch her out with Kitty Pryde. And Kitty Pryde gets a cameo in this movie, so I don't know why they didn't just make her, like, just switched out the intro, right? With her. Make her Kitty Pryde. Make Kitty Pryde Rogue, okay, and then make Rogue, like, the guy that gets her powers sucked in, out, getting sucked out Magneto's powers at the end, and that's, like, the thing. I don't know. She was so much better in the comics, and she's just like, I'm just like a blah, 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 blah. I don't know if she's in any, I don't know if she's in Apocalypse. I don't think she is, because I don't think she would have been born back then. But why she only shows up in the first 3 movies, the trilogy, if you say. And she just is not good in those movies. She gets way more character progression in the 3rd film when there's a cure, but like she just doesn't do that much. I mean, like, and also there's like, it was an alternate ending of like trying to be like, oh, you and you know, let me like talk about like at the end of Last Stand she gets the cure, but there's an alternate ending where she doesn't get the cure, and that kind of shows like they had nowhere to go with her arc. And I just don't get it. Why couldn't they? I feel like there was other things they could have done. They just didn't do it. But I mean, like, let's see. How about? Okay, there's actually not much to talk about this movie. I'm kind of stretching. Most of the movie's fine. It's kind of boring action. I know people say like, oh, there's like social commentary. Kinda. There's way more social commentary in the second and third film. But in this one, I mean, it's kind of just like there are bad guys that hate mutants, that are racist, and like, yeah. You might think it's tied more into the script, even though it's actually not really tied that deep into the script. Like, when you look at it, that beam that turns everybody into, like, mutants, that would have had the same effect if it was just a killing beam, like, on me. I mean, not on the story itself. Like, if you wanted to have a sequel, to be honest, this is never brought back, so I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. If it was just like a killing beam that would have killed all these guys, it would have had the exact same effect on me, and it would have also been the exact same, like, it's not tied into the script. Like, it's basically like they made like a generic superhero movie, and then they threw that social commentary in. But I'm gonna be honest, though, it's better than Spider-Man. So, but for me, that's a pretty low bar, because I don't like that movie. I hate that movie so much. But I can't bring myself to like this, because now there are just so many better movies. Back then, I can see why people liked it. It was something new. Something cool, you know? Really, superheroes, what is superhero? We got Blade, but that's for R-rated people. You know, how about I want to take my kid to a superhero movie. I can't take him to an R-rated movie. No, I need to watch the X-Men, right? There's also that there was Superman and Batman, but like that was it. This is pretty cool. So for the time, it would have been a leap forward for superhero films. But at the time it was great, but like we've grown out of needing these baby step movies now, like where they're trying to bring more outlandish ideas back into the limelight, but now the outlandish ideas exist everywhere. There are so many outlandish ideas. Like, think about it. Was a Batman versus Superman movie gonna even be considered back then? Or a Suicide Squad movie? To be honest, those are both bad examples. But how about Guardians of the Galaxy? Nobody. No, those are like D-list superheroes. Guardians of the Galaxy, like they were really low. Like, nobody knew about them until the movie came out. Except me, because I actually was a bit a fan of the comics before they came out with the movie, but whatever. Like, and that also shows like how you're able to make better Spider-Man movies, you know what I mean? Like Homecoming, Spider-Verse, it's kind of amazing that the two like best Spider-Man movies were made so recently, and that's because of the steps forward with movies like this. So I give it props. I give it props that it helped bring the superhero genre into the front and make it a genre, because superheroes could have not been a genre, but now they're a genre, and it's amazing, and I applaud it for doing that. But on itself, on its own, it's not that good of a movie, to be honest. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's not great, it's really boring, it's kind of dumb, and there are better movies you could watch, but it is a fun time if you just want to turn your brain off. Actually, no, it's not. I take that back. It's not. It's just boring. It's really boring. But it is a huge step forward, and that is worthy of And it's not a bad movie. So, 4 out of 10. That's what I'm going to go with. But, do I recommend it? That depends. Are you a big superhero fan? Yes, you should watch this. If you're a big movie fan, yes, you should watch this. If you're just looking for a good time, don't. If you're just looking for a deep thought, don't watch this. Watch an MCU movie. Watch Civil War. Watch Civil War. That's a better recommendation than this, to be honest. But it is also, if you're a big X-Men fan, I kind of recommend watching the TV show, the X-Men animated TV show, because it gets the characters way better than this, except for Wolverine, because Wolverine is perfect in this movie, and nobody can tell me that Wolverine isn't perfect in this movie, because he is. He's totally the best. I don't see how anyone could make him, anyone could get a perfect, movie this perfect. Got it right on the nose. Right on the nose. Right on the note. Right on the nose. Then I am kind of mad, though, that in the, how many X-Men movies have there been? 1 million? All of them, he doesn't wear his yellow suit, not even once, not even for a joke. It's in the Wolverine at the end. And they're just like, oh, you want to see him in his classic suit? Well, fuck you. We're not going to ever show him in that suit, even though people are probably begging for it and it would probably sell tickets. But it would also, I mean, to be honest, I don't know why he was, never mind. I would have talked about the Wolverine, but it's not a review of the Wolverine, so, but I give this 4 out of 10.